take orders. I only take advice. And even then, that advice has to be credible in some way. I have to want to have what you want to have to listen to your advice. Period. And this goes for everybody. Every single person. Period. It's just let's be real. You know what happens when you do that? We go to the school situation, right? I know a lot of people who weren't real enough to go against the grain, who weren't real enough to tell it like it is, and kind of bump heads or clash with their own parents. Tough situation, yes, I know. But if I didn't clash with my parents, I would have never made over $500,000. If I didn't clash with my parents, I would never be paying my mom's rent right now. And the reason my grandmama and them are in a 5-bedroom crib. If I didn't clash with my parents, I would still be in school right now. Probably medical school. But I would still be in school right now. It is so funny to me to realize that sometimes people just don't know. They're doing their best. So I accept that. And I'm very forgiving and I'm accepting of people and how they think. But I now respect myself so much more because I'm like, damn, you were right. You were right. And now there's no denying it because the proof is in the pudding. The thing was, right, that first TikTok caught traction. It was April 9th, 2021. I made $500, I think, the month of May. Or maybe that might have been the month of April. One of those months. So it went like, what the fuck is $500? But within the next 2 months, I made my first $10K a month. So from my being honest with myself, real with myself, it was like it was like August. It was like the end of July, I think I made that $10K. You know what I said to myself? I can't go back to school. I said it a whole month early. It was the beginning of August. School might have started. College starts different from high school. College will start like towards the end of August. So like August 23rd or something like that. I said I can't go back. I knew it. I already knew it. I just didn't bring it up to my family yet. I already knew it ahead of time. I was being honest with myself. Once I said that, though, there was a million ideas. Try both. Are you sure? Right? What else? What if you're hot for a year and then you're not? What if, because obviously, you know, this is just a couple months of success, like under 4. So it's like, what, you think this is going to last? All types of shit was going on, right? But I knew my thinking. I just didn't have the proof. What Kanye said, sometimes I'm right, I'm just not right now. Might take me a little second, but I'm just not, because I'm not right now. You feel me? So guess what? It's been almost 3 years since April 9th. I'm still growing. Still making more money than I've made even way back then. What can they say? But had I listened to them, I would be in a totally different situation. Now there's no denying it. So now what I know now is it's literally not my responsibility to prove somebody wrong. It's not my responsibility to prove me right to them. I just had to live my life based on my instincts, my research, my information, and then make the best decision that I think I'm making. And then whatever happens, happens. You know what I'm saying? That's just how I feel about life now. Like I know whatever information I have in front of me or in my head, whatever information I've gathered, whatever advice I've gotten, and I'm just making whatever I think the best decision is. The only reason I say I think the best decision is because I don't know until it gets made. I don't know. I don't know that any of them vlogs was going to do what they did, or the next video going to flop, or the next video going to break, or if some videos flop and then do good later, or do good in the beginning and then don't grow, and I don't know. But I'm willing to find out. I'm willing to fuck around and find out. And that's what most of society loses when they get too old. If they don't want to fuck around no more, they stop finding out. They think they know it all. That's why they try to tell you what to think. Don't do it. Do this instead. Really, like, maturity is like keeping the child alive in you, but also being like an adult is calculated. It's like 2 tropes. I watched a good ass psychology video on this. The 2 tropes. It's like the child who lives in fucking fairy tale land, like Peter Pan, and there's like the adult or the old man who is bitter and just conservative. That's the 2 extremes. highly imaginative child who's damn near delusional, lives in la la land and daydreams, and then the bitter, sour old man who just is super conservative and overly realistic. You need both. You need both. Because at the end of the day, it's like the child of me that's willing to roll the dice at the wall and say, will this shit work? Let's find out. It's the child of me that can look at risk, can look at anxiety, can look at a very rough situation and say, fuck it, let's have fun. Let's figure it out. Let's see what happens. YOLO. You know what I'm saying? Because the adult wants to be calculated. The adult wants to be logical, in a sense.
Next time, make it 20, but thank you for
both.
that 10. I know you barely had that.
Need both.
Ty, I've had an easy life growing up and no, don't have a strong self-discipline. Do I force it on myself or try to find an inevitable fleeting motivation? I find myself falling into a routine of leisure and end up procrastinating when I want to do some.
You know what I realized too? I used to be a huge procrastinator because I could be. I got away with it, stuff like that. Some almost bullshit things have happened from the procrastinating. You know, I realized too in the last 2 years. That's why, like I said, I'm making it a huge thing. I'm moving this month. I mean, if everything goes how it's supposed to with the houses and exploring shit, I'm moving this month. Like I'm gonna be going this month, like instantly. I'm not waiting for nothing. You know what I really know now? You can say you had a hard life. You can say you had a easy life or whatever. Bro, your character development is a choice, bro. Like, character development is literally a choice. If you think you got it easy or you've been too comfortable lately, you have to do something right now, today, like tonight. You got to like spark your own character development, my guy. You cannot afford to wait. Urgency is not natural. So procrastination is simply, oh, I can do it later. So the opposite of procrastination is not discipline. The opposite of procrastination is rushing. Like feeling like you don't have any time. Procrastination tells you got a lot of time. The opposite of that is like emergency. Like, oh shit, I gotta handle it right now. So you gotta learn ways to create urgency, you know what I'm saying? And this is like preventing distractions, setting alarms to remind you to do things, putting limit on apps, find out what triggers you, bro. Y'all know the old trope. We say, who gotta find the boats? Who's gonna build the boats? Any like super try-hard, disciplined person, don't y'all always hear their go-to lines? Like they have a very clear, identifiable mindset. I can say a couple things, you can be like, oh, this person said that. You know what I'm saying? Even if you say to the moon, to Saturn, that we live in the solar system, nigga, that's about continuously looking for that next place to go and going there. That's about growth. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like you gotta like have ways that you think that like trigger you to just like almost panic. For me, like I told y'all, one of my ones, I kind of think like, I'm like, you put bread on people's tables, like your family eat, or you help your family take care of shit. I got shit on my wall around my crib. Like almost like I got my crib booby trapped to remind myself. Even my screensaver, I got multiple screensavers that are like different artists that I admire that kind of like make me think about like shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? This is a Michael Jackson screensaver. Then I had one that had Risk It or Lose the Chance. Then this was a good ass Khabib fucking interview I seen. This was some art somebody made. This was like some music shit. Fucking me as a kid. Jimi Hendrix, like I be like literally as soon as I turn my phone on, I'm like, yeah, it just like puts the seed, it plants that seed in your head, bro.